Regan.
On ABC Alice Springs and the ABC Listen app.
Are you familiar with the sonnet, the rhyming 14-line style of poem? It's in iambic pentameter, which is a rhyming rhythm. It was developed in the early 13th century Italy and perfected later by Italian poet Petrarch. You might already know Shakespeare's sonnet 18 that starts with, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" Well, an Alice Springs author has written 154 of them. That's one for the past 154 days, something Shakespeare did in 1609. They've been released as a book or a monograph, and I'm keen to find out why Suzanne Visser fell so strongly for the sonnet. She's with me now, author and publisher Suzanne Visser. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning, Will.
Can I ask you why the sonnet?
Yeah, good question. To me, a sonnet is like a little explosion. First, there is the idea. Such an idea arrives in the mind from the outside, like a text message, like ping. There it is. And then thoughts begin to stream and mingle around the idea. And I must be really quick to catch them in lines. And these lines then must rhyme. So the form I use is A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. And ideally there are 10 syllables per line, not counting the silent ones. And I am caught in a little time bubble universe when I'm writing them. I must just grab what is available in that moment. And before I wrote these series of sonnets, I had never written one. And here's a fragment of one because...
Yeah, please, absolutely.
Someone asked me exactly the same question, like why sonnets? And I don't know where they come from, these sonnets. They appear through me rather than from me. Their onset is on planets and comets, amongst trees and in the depths of the sea. So it's a very mysterious process, you know?
Yes. Yeah, the rhyming, it's in iambic pentameter, but I notice it's not so much A, B, C, D, C, D. There's something a bit unique about it. It's 14 lines, and the last two end up rhyming consecutively with each other.
That's correct.
What was writing the first one like? Because you've written 154.
Yeah.
Is it something you've always written, or did it?
No.
You've just found it recently, and you've obviously caught the ground running.
Yeah. And then it became a daily exercise. So I decided to write 154 of them, just like Shakespeare. And then I started trying to write a sonnet a day. And I put them one by one on my Facebook page, where they were liked or loved or cared for by a small group of regulars. And then 154 days later, I wrote the last one of this bundle, mysteriously. And whether it will be my last one or not remains to be seen. I don't know. It was a bit of a marathon, so I'm having a break.
Having a sonnet hiatus. It seems, the way you say it seems as if the sonnet comes to you.
Yeah.
The idea comes through you.
Absolutely.
And just like with workflow or any creative process,
flow. Yeah.
you got to take it while you've got it, and you sit down and write and have no distractions.
Yeah.
Like the sonnet, it normally tackles themes of, or poetry in general, life, death, love, beauty, aesthetic. What sort of themes did you find yourself writing about?
Anything that was occupying me in a day. So sometimes it was really about these big themes, but sometimes it's also about my cold press juicer, or
Yes, yeah.
So there's
something as simple as that can serve for a metaphor for larger things.
Right.
And you didn't get tired of the format after 154 days?
No, it's really addictive, actually.
Yeah.
So I still really like it far more than any other forms I've tried. So I may get back to it. But this is a good effort.
It's a pretty good crack. It's as good as Shakespeare, which is amazing. You say you write it daily, it's a bit of a process. How does it serve you?
I don't know. I do a lot of things, and sometimes I need a meditation, let's say, in between the things I do. And this is an excellent meditation. And as you say, it's flows, and flow always frees up the mind.
Yeah,
So you get new ideas not only of a sonnet, but also for other things.
I think it fosters originality and creativity,
Yeah.
especially. Here in Central Australia, do you find inspiration from Central
Yeah.
Australian things?
There are numerous about the Simpson Desert, about Alice Springs, about the Ghan. I have a couple of them with me, if you're interested.
Please, we'd love to hear one if you'd like to read one out.
So I have one about Alice Springs, which is titled Alice Springs. She is the red, beating heart of the land down under. She is battered and sunburned, built with red clay on red rocks and red sand. Many have left her and many returned to this mysterious and ancient heart that beats in synchronicity with mine. It is hard to be apart or depart from her blue skies, her warmth and her sunshine. I miss her already before I have left. She pulls at me with invisible strings. I miss her already, my heart bereft. The rivers just call and the soil just clings. Community, art, the church, books, these things, forever bound am I by Alice Springs.
Wow. That was very nice. That's taking me somewhere else, or right here in Central Australia.
Yeah.
It's a very nice read. Thanks for reading that out.
Thank you.
Yeah. For someone looking to get into sonnets, how can they go about it? What's a bit of advice?
Just, I really don't have any advice, because if they don't come to you, what will you do? You know.
Yeah.
It first has to be an intention and a desire, and then you just research how.
I think that's a good start.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're the publisher of Clear Mind Press here in.
My publishing
your
house is called Clear Mind Press.
And you produce, or you publish local stories.
Local voices, relevant voices.
And how's that been?
It's my third year now, and I have published 22 books, I believe, in these 3 years, of local people and also some international. Have a look at the website clearmindpress.com, and you can see the last two were really interested because they both came from Yundemu. So there's a book, Yawulyu, from Yundemu about the body painting of women, which is written by a woman from Yundemu, Cicely Napananka. And then after that, Wendy Barda, a white woman who has been living with her husband and children in Yundemu for over 50 years. I published her little ponderings, she calls it. They are a kind of poems that don't rhyme, about life in Yundemu over 50 years.
It's a collection of poems about Yundemu?
Well, it's not really poems. It's more thoughts about Yundemu and life in Yundemu and so on. Very, very lovely book. And we have had launches for both books in Red Kangaroo Bookstore.
Yep. So people can find them there in Red Kangaroo Bookstore?
Yeah, I don't know whether this bundle is there yet, but these books I just mentioned are definitely there, and if they are sold out, you can always order them.
There are so many rich stories and interesting tales in Central Australia, especially relating with people's relationship to the place, to community, and to the land.
Yes,
you find that a lot.
Yeah, it is very, very rewarding. It's a small publishing company, but it can grow, I reckon, in the way we're going. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
A publishing house in these times, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you must be one among few here in Central Australia.
Yes, and it's a labor of love. Books are never a thing that you make real money with. But I'm retired, partly. So I'm not doing it to be in business or something. I'm doing it because I love it.
Can we also talk about you're the admin of the bulletin board?
That's
the Alice
correct,
Springs Bulletin
yeah.
Board, which has just cracked 20,000
I know.
members,
It's
which is amazing.
crazy.
And it does serve the community so well.
It does, and it came about totally by accident during the COVID lockdowns. I needed a place to advertise, and you couldn't go out, so I tried the Alice Springs News then, and Irwin wanted like an idiotic amount of money for an ad for a free meditation course. So I thought, okay, no, I'm not paying for that. I'm just
set up your own on Facebook.
It is really meant like a cafe door, you know, where you put your posters.
It's sort of, a bulletin board. Well, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
a virtual
exactly.
version. And it's a great example of how social media can serve a community.
Absolutely. And it grew and grew and grew from the beginning. And it's just, now it's a matter of keeping it clean, you know, because there's many crazy people out there. But, 3 times 10 minutes a day does the trick.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. And can we talk about where can someone access your 154 Sonnets new book?
Go to the website of clearmindpress.com, and it has links there on the homepage to every book available.
Superb.
Where you they are basically available on Amazon, Booktopia, and so on. But it would be better to buy them at the Red Kangaroo.
Yep. Locally.
But it's also, if you find it too expensive, because print is getting more and more expensive, then they are also all available in ebook form on the big platforms.
Great. Suzanne Visser, thank you very much for coming in and sharing your sonnets with us.
Thank you.